Here is a floor plan to another home edition roof design request. And they have an existing house here with a gable roof, a breezeway connecting to a garage. And that would look something like this, the garage, breezeway. And again, I'm just focusing on the roof design. I'm not going to be putting all the windows and the doors in this. And remember, these are just ideas. You might need to use a combination of these, what I come up with. You know, if I have something in the front that looks good over here, but not over here, but on another suggestion, something in the back looks good and the front doesn't look good, just make the necessary modifications. Now, this is the addition they want to install, and they also want to extend the front of their garage, but we're going to focus on this area here. And this is actually what the computer shot out. You can see they have the existing ridge here, and it put a valley and a hip in here and changed the direction of the roof. We have a gable going in both directions. Something like this. We can see the existing house. They have a hip roof coming off here, and then a long gable, and then a small gable on this side. Be kind of coming off something like this. And again, this is just what the computer shot out. Here's a roof plan of another design here. So we can see a ridge. And then, of course, we have what looks like a hip coming, no, a valley coming up here, a hip, and then a little change up here. Again, this kind of looks like a hip, ridge, maybe another hip here dying into this. And here's what this particular design looks like coming up here. Big wall in the back. If you have some high winds, this thing right here could actually get blown over, it looks like. So again, I'm just kind of throwing out some ideas. You might want to use a combination of them here. Another idea here. Looks like we have a ridge coming down to a valley and a hip. Another ridge, hip, hip, valley, valley. A ridge dying in here, and I don't think I finished this section off here, but this if you continue the ridge over, I'm sure you could get this fill area to fill in. And of course here I have the gable. The roof that they sent on the existing house had a gable in the front here, and this could be a problem. This wall probably can't come over too far before it interferes with this part of the roof right here. View of it here, gable. Again, we have a hip, something like this. We have a gable in the front, the hip and the valley, and then I have this kind of boogered up. I didn't fix this in the back here. Now just another idea there. Now let's get out of that program and get into another one here. So here I've just kind of drew some different ideas. Again, this way here, if you're going to take a full gable across, this could be big, especially if you have a steep pitch. If this was like a 4 and 12, and again, you could always switch this. You know, you do some modifications to the back of the roof here. And some of these ideas are going to require removing this back area over here and taking the roof on the garage and actually turning it around. So you'd remove the small roof on the garage and then switch it so that it's going in this direction here. Another view of it here. This would come back. This gable would come. So this would be the existing. This would stay the same. And you could just have a long hip coming up here with two valleys on the ends. And then a larger stucco wall here. This might come up about 10 feet if it's an 8-foot tall wall already. Another view here. This one, the hip is a little lower. If you go back here, it goes all the way up to the top of the ridge here. This one here is a little lower. Another view of it there. This one here, this section here goes to the side, kind of creates a porch. So if you wanted to, you could put a post here with a beam and then have a porch coming through here. And again, this doesn't have to be like this, but give you an idea if you're going to have this a long gable. You could always die this back up into here with a hip. I say that, but I would have to draw that out to verify that. So here we have a wall coming across here, and this is probably the design out of all of these I would go with. You know, have a flat wall here, this roof comes here, you're going to have an overhang on all of these points, overhang here. Not going to look as bad as what I have it here. And then you would just double gable this. So you're going to have a gable on this one here, on the existing home. You'd put a gable here and a gable here, and then you'd build a little roof cricket there to drain the water out. So that is it for my suggestions. If anybody has any other ideas on it, feel free to share them in the comment area.